So when we look at the bass clarinet lyrical etude at the middle school level, you want to make sure that you count this one strictly in 6, with 6 even beats per bar, and the 8th note receiving 1 beat. And as best you can, try to make 4-bar phrases, each of them with a 2-bar hairpin dynamic shape. So in other words, crescendo up for the first measure of your phrase, down for the second measure of your phrase, up for the third measure of your phrase, and down for the fourth measure of your phrase. I think that that adds a nice musical shape to the melodic line that's written. One thing that you do want to note that's a little bit different from that, though, is in measures 7 and 8, there's a crescendo up to the high C sharp. So that sort of breaks with the model that we're going to set up in the first phrase. But we want to make sure that we crescendo toward that higher note, the C sharp, in measure 7. So I think that you can continue that crescendo that's written there between the parts. Make sure that you count the rhythms in measures 8 and 9 accurately, particularly the longer note as well as the rests. Remember that you have to track 6 equal beats, 6 equal eighth notes per bar. So I would make sure that you had your metronome going and that you were counting the longer sustained note as well as the rests accurately. And lastly, I would encourage a crescendo in the second part of bar 11 so that the high G that's on the downbeat of bar 12 speaks with full tone. You can probably go ahead and play forte all the way through from that second half of measure 11 to the end of the etude, even though it's not strictly marked to do so, because you're up in the upper range and you want to make sure that the notes speak with good tone quality. So I would encourage you to go ahead and just crescendo through bar 11 and play with a nice full tone quality at the end of the excerpt. I hope you find those suggestions useful, and please let me know if you have any questions as you prepare.